T.H.R.E.A.T Sports. I'm Craig Mender, and this is Chris Berg. We want to thank you all for joining us today on our first video, T.H.R.E.A.T Sports, where it all began. We're looking forward to sharing with you all the wonderful journey we've got, from where it started, through to our wonderful memories of coaching, all the way to what the future holds for us at T.H.R.E.A.T Sports. But first, I know what you're thinking. How does any work get done with you two sitting by a hot tub? Coach, would you like to answer that question for us?
Absolutely. That's not a hot tub. That's our think tank. That's where we finalized the concept for T.H.R.E.A.T Sports. It's also where we came up with our slogan, skills to compete, character to succeed. Join us as we journey back to where it all began.
Well, here we are. This is where T.H.R.E.A.T Sports began. I bet you were expecting a beautiful baseball facility, maybe even an office.
I think it's both those things. With all the memories we've made here, this is a beautiful field. And we're both coaches, so this is our office.
You know, this is why we keep you around. But in all seriousness, this is where it began for me. It was on this field where I was a football coach, coaching 5- and 6-year-old kids, focused on winning and on myself, showing the world my abilities as a coach. I wasn't focused on the boys that I was coaching. But you see, I was quickly humbled.
What do you mean by humbled?
Well, you see, right here in this exact spot in 2011, I was volunteered to be my son's baseball coach.
Volunteered? What do you mean by volunteered?
Yeah, Coach, I'm sure you and every other coach out there has experienced that one season where a team needs a coach and someone needs to step forward. But you look around and it just seems like everybody just took a step backwards. Yeah, just like that, Coach. Just like that. So, there I was. I was given a clipboard, handed a roster, and told good luck.
Here you go, Coach. Good luck.
Just like that, I had a baseball team, and I was going to be their coach.
So how did that season go for you?
You know, Coach, I don't really remember how that season turned out. What I do remember is the lesson that I learned as a coach, a lesson that truly became the basis for T.H.R.E.A.T Sports. You see, as important as it is to know the fundamentals of the game that you're coaching, you don't have to be an expert at the sport to coach kids. In fact, the old adage is true. They just don't care how much you know until they know just how much you care. Hey, Coach, you remember that night at second base? After the game, we brought both of our teams together. I think we all kind of knew it was going to be our last night together. That was a tough night, but really a special evening. It was. Remember we stayed here until the lights got turned down? Remember that?
Well, we were here a little too long.
Yeah, right. What was that, 2015?
Yeah, it was.
You know, we got so many special memories out here.
This field is where the magic has happened for the last 6 years. It's where we taught our boys to persevere over adversity. Where the boys, man, they came together as a team. And when mistakes were made, it's where we took the opportunity to learn from those mistakes and overcome them.
And it's the life lessons that our boys are learning down here, right?
And the lessons they've taught us.
It's those lessons that are going to stay with them long after the wins and losses have faded.
That's what makes our role as youth coaches so special.
It's so important. It's such an important role as a youth coach. Hey, you remember that night we let all the boys choose their own walk-up music?
Yeah. Shake It Off by
Taylor Swift. That's right, that's right.
Wow, that was funny.
Right. It really was. You know, and to see a young man not only choose that song, but to own it the way he did, that was just something special.
Yeah.
But that's been our boys, right?
It has.
By the way, you want to do the dance for us, Coach?
I'll have to stretch first. Well, here we are, back at our mound. This is actually where the T.H.R.E.A.T name came from. Do you remember that evening, Coach? It was about 10 months or so ago.
Yeah, I surely do. It was March of 2016, and we had just had one of those practices where nothing would go right.
Coaches, you know what he's talking about. It was one of those evenings you couldn't get the kids moving, you couldn't get them focused.
And we brought them to the mound like we do at the end of every practice. But it was how we handled it that night, Coach. We changed the focus.
That's right. Instead of talking at the kids about how bad they were practicing, you brought up quality character that it takes for individuals and teams to persevere when adversity raises its ugly head.
And boy, adversity was 10 feet tall that night.
Yeah. I remember the qualities you mentioned were teamwork and heart, respect, emotion, trust. And you showed how each one fits into a framework to build strong individuals and strong teams.
Yeah, and our boys were listening so intently to what we were talking about. And as I left the field, that entire evening I was just bothered and trying to get to the bottom of why we weren't practicing well.
And knowing you, Coach, you probably didn't sleep at all that night.
And that's true. And even the next day at work, I began thinking about what we had talked about the night before and writing down the letters, the T, the H, the R, the E, and the T. Probably should have been more focused on work that
Well,
evening.
probably, but we'll hear more about that in a bit.
Yeah, we will. But as I'm writing it down, I realized that if we're just missing the letter A from the word threat, and what a great motto that would be.
Yeah. Be a threat. That really was a good motto.
It was. The crazy thing is, as I'm sitting there at my desk, I realize I've got this magnet, and on it is a poem by Charles Swindoll. The title is Attitude, and how perfect that would be. Attitude could be the A, and we would be a threat.
Coach, I had no idea about the magnet by your desk. That just makes it even better.
Kind of like it was meant to be, Coach.
Coach, why are we standing here in front of a corporate office complex?
Well, Coach, remember how I said I should have been more focused on work than on last night's practice?
And you feel guilty, so now we have to work overtime.
Oh, no, that's not it at all, Coach. You see, it became an issue for me. Over the next few months, I couldn't focus on my job. I became consumed by the impact we were having in the lives of our players and couldn't help but think about the help we could give to other youth coaches. I knew it was our passion and thought maybe it was our calling.
I'm still only sort of following you here, Coach.
I quit. I left this job on the 29th of July, leaving behind a six-figure salary, benefits, and a middle management position.
You did what?
I quit. And the whole way home, all I could think was, my wife is gonna kill me if this doesn't work out.
I do remember that night. You texted me. I think it said something along the lines of, here we are and away we go. It was really exciting.
Exciting, scary, they're all the same, right?
Pretty much.
Hey, Coach, I really got to get a lot of work done. I'm gonna head back to the headquarters.
All right, we'll see you.
Well, here we are, T.H.R.E.A.T Sports Headquarters. I'd like to take a moment to thank each of you for taking the journey today through the beginnings of T.H.R.E.A.T Sports, from where it all started to how we got our name. But now I'd like to talk to you about who we are at T.H.R.E.A.T Sports and what it is that we do. First off, we're coaches. We've been coaching youth sports for a long time, and we continue to do so because we love sports. But more importantly, we have a passion. It's a passion for teaching the invaluable life lessons to each one of the young men and women that we coach. Lessons that we believe can only be taught through sports. And it's this same passion that we bring to everything that we do here at T.H.R.E.A.T Sports. You see, our goal at T.H.R.E.A.T Sports is to help change the culture around youth sports in America. So whether it's through our blog and video blog series on current coaching topics or our personal experiences in coaching, or it's through our instructional or what we call perspective videos on things like player development first or the difficulties of coaching your own child. We want to be there to help coaches through those situations. Now, we understand we're not for everyone. We're for the coach that wants to be more than just a coach, the coach that wants to be a mentor to his players. And for those individuals, we want to provide the knowledge and the perspective to help each coach deliver an excellent experience each season for both themselves as well as their players. And expect humor from our videos. Youth sports is about having fun. We tell our players all the time, go out there and have a good time. Play with emotion. Well, we're going to take our own advice. We're going to have a little fun with this thing. We're not going to take ourselves too seriously. We're really looking forward to the future at T.H.R.E.A.T Sports. We believe we got some excellent topics for our blog and video blog series. We're currently working on a coaching certification program that's going to cover all aspects, from creating the perfect practice to creating the perfect team culture, and everything in between. We've even got some humorous coaching videos that we can't wait to share with you guys. So please, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to us on YouTube, maybe like us on Facebook, share our video. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to get to the think tank. I've really got a lot of work to do, but you're welcome to join us. Please, come on. Oh, hey, Coach. I didn't know you were here. So, Coach, what you working on?
Oh, I'm just working on that Coach Johnny video script.
Tell you what, I'm sure glad we put this hot tub in at T.H.R.E.A.T Sports headquarters. I don't know how we would get any work done.
Think tank, Coach. Think tank.